So here we are down at the NSC. As you can see, Shelley's doing laps around the perimeter road. She's doing 2 hours today. She did a session yesterday as well. The previous video, she mentioned that she wouldn't be doing any more long walks out on the course. Effectively, she's done the whole course now in 4 stages, apart from the last small bit from Lonnon Church to the finish, which she will be doing not next week, but the week before the actual race, so that that's freshest in her mind the week before the race. But her training has come on no end. Her confidence through building the physical training has come on no end. And as well as the physical training, what I've stressed to her throughout this process for her has been to strengthen her mind, so that along the way, not only has she been training physically her body, but she's been training her mind. And in one of the previous videos, I mentioned the idea around visualizing and visualization as an aid to train her mind for doing the whole 85 miles. Another way that I've been able to help her is by suggesting that she use affirmations. So with affirmations, basically the technical definition of an affirmation is that it's a statement said with confidence about a perceived truth. So what does that mean? For me, it really means that you're saying something that isn't necessarily true in this moment, but for which you're priming your mind for it to be true for you in the future. Now obviously we can get tangled up in the present, future, past, what all that really means. However, the main gist is that you affirm, which means if you affirm something, you're making something firm. And for Shelley, in the early days, what she did was a very simple affirmation. When she decided that she wanted to sign up and take on this challenge, I asked her, how far do you want to go? And she said, all the way. And that has been consistent from day one. Whenever I've asked her, so how far are you going? She's always replied, all the way, or 85 miles. And not only with me, whenever anyone else has asked her the same question, well, how far are you going? All the way. It's your first time. How far do you think you'll get? All the way. She's affirmed the fact in her mind over and over again, she's going all the way. So that is the basic crux. She's implanting in her mind the positive idea and affirming she is going all the way. So over time, her affirmations have got longer, and she started to incorporate other aspects into the affirmation that is particularly personal for her and that makes sense for her, which is an important point. When you do your own affirmations, yes, you can look at what other people have said and what they suggest, but ultimately you have to be able to believe for yourself the statements that you wish to affirm. So generic ones like I feel strong, I feel comfortable, they're all great and you can use those, but you also have to get the right words that make sense for you, because everyone's different. And if I made an affirmation and gave it to Shelley, she would read it, but it wouldn't mean anything because it's not in her words, her terminology, or with her emphasis on certain aspects that is important for her. One of the things that is vitally important when you're doing affirmations is that they must be positive. It's no use saying, I don't want something. The mind doesn't recognize the don't want part. So whatever you say, I don't want, and you keep repeating and affirming, invariably, that's what you're going to get. So you can't say something in the negative. It has to be positive for an attribute or a quality that is positive. So if you do have something that you don't want, you've got to figure out what the opposite of that is and then use that in crafting your own affirmation. So positivity is vital. And the other thing that's also necessary is that the affirmation has to be crafted and said in the present tense, because you can't affirm something that has yet to come in the future. You have to affirm it as though it is real for you now, on the basis that when the future arrives, that quality that you have affirmed will be present for you in the moment, which might sound a little bit airy-fairy, but the simple thing is you have to craft it as though it's present tense. So I feel strong, I feel relaxed, not I will feel strong on the day, I feel strong. You're making it present moment. It's vitally important. And with the affirmations, apart from being in the present tense, you should aim to make the affirmation, the words in the affirmation, feel right to you, so that you have a conviction, a certainty around the words that you use. So don't get tangled up in tongue twisters, or just make it simple but real for you. And that way, the more you repeat and internalize them, the stronger the affirmation will grow within your mind, and the more real those words and the meanings for you behind the words will become. And that's what you want. You want to get to the point where you 100% believe, through internalizing the words that you've been using in your affirmation, so that they are completely true and certain for you. I think the easiest thing initially is that you write them down. You write down what you want to affirm, and then in time you can change the words or expand on the words, add more and more elements into your affirmation as it makes sense for you as time progresses and how you grow and develop. Some things that you perhaps affirm early on in your training, for instance, after a little while they become true, so you perhaps don't need to keep affirming those elements. Like for Shelley, her confidence initially, if you saw one of the early videos, when she did 9 miles and she was struggling, only 9 miles into her training, she was lacking confidence in being able to go further and more comfortable. Well, as time's gone on, her confidence has improved. So the confidence, if that was one of her affirmations initially, wouldn't necessarily be one now. I mean, it's up to her, but that's an example. something that you affirm comes to pass. So you can alter and change and play with it basically to suit yourself. And with the affirmations, once you've written them down, obviously you're reading them over to yourself. You can internalize them, say them mentally to yourself, but you can also record them. You can record your affirmation like into your phone or a dictaphone, something like that. And then you can play it back to yourself so you can hear the words aloud, in effect outside of your head, not just inside. And by verbalizing them, that too makes it stronger. One of the main benefits, apart from the fact that you will manifest the things that you are affirming, is that the affirmation itself can help as an anchor for you, so that if on the day of the race, for instance, you're struggling, physically struggling or mentally struggling, and it's one of those periods in the race where things aren't perhaps going the way you want them to prevent your mind spiraling down and getting into more of a funk, with the affirmation you can recall it, or at least parts of it. And the mere fact of recalling the affirmation and then beginning to recite it back internally, it allows the mind to be focused on something else, so that in a way it's another one of these distractive techniques that is very helpful. I'll give you an example now of Shelley's affirmation. This is her personal affirmation that she ended up with.
I can do this. I already feel the joy of finishing. My training serves me well. My legs move effortlessly. My shoulders are relaxed. My arms move rhythmically. I'm mentally strong and prepared. I have everything I need to complete 85 miles. My backup is there to support me. I eat exactly what I need and drink exactly when I need it. I enjoy walking and feeling alive. I feel exhilarated. I can do this.
As I say, it's her personal affirmation. Yours invariably will be different, but it's something to think about and perhaps give it a try. It's worth a shot. Anyway, thanks for watching and catch you in the next video.